You feel safe when you sleep. It is the one time of day the world falls away. You turn off the lights, you pull up the covers, and you surrender to the quiet. You believe your body is resting, recovering, healing. The day's battles are over. This is your sanctuary. But for millions of people over 50, that sanctuary is a battlefield. That period of rest is a lie. Because for them, the moment their eyes close is the exact moment their bodies come under a devastating and silent attack. There is a predator that hunts in the dark. It's called nighttime hypertension, dangerously high blood pressure that occurs only while you sleep. It is the ultimate assassin. It strikes without pain, without warning, and often without a second chance. It is the reason the condition is called the silent killer. But what most people don't understand is that this killer doesn't wait for morning. It does its most destructive work under the cover of darkness, while you are completely unaware. In the next few minutes, I will pull back the curtain on this hidden threat. I'll reveal exactly how it can systematically damage your heart, your brain, and your kidneys, all while you believe you are safe in your bed. The information we are about to discuss is not just a health tip. Learning to recognize this invisible enemy may be one of the most important things you ever do for your long-term survival, or for the survival of someone you love. Before we go deeper into the shadows, I want you to do something. Tap that like button as a quiet promise to yourself, a promise to start listening to your body's hidden signals. And by subscribing to this channel, you're not just getting alerts. You are joining a community of protectors, dedicated to bringing these silent dangers into the light. Let's begin. Most people, and even many doctors, think of high blood pressure as a daytime problem, a number that matters when you're stressed at work or rushing around. But that is a deadly misconception. Think of your body as having a day shift and a night shift. During the day, your heart and blood vessels work hard. At night, they are supposed to enter a period of recovery. Your blood pressure is designed to dip. This natural drop, which scientists call nocturnal dipping, should be about 10 to 20% lower than your daytime reading. This dip is your cardiovascular system's nightly sigh of relief. It's the critical period where your heart rests and your arteries repair themselves from the stresses of the day. But in some people, this life-saving dip doesn't happen. In fact, sometimes the exact opposite occurs. Their blood pressure rises during sleep. This condition is known as nocturnal hypertension. The people with this condition are called non-dippers, or, in the most dangerous cases, reverse dippers. Their cardiovascular system never gets a break. It's like forcing an engine to run at high RPMs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The wear and tear is relentless. And it's so incredibly dangerous precisely because you won't feel it. You won't wake up in pain. You won't gasp for air. And here is the most critical part. Most standard blood pressure checks in your doctor's office will miss it completely. You can have a perfect 120/80 reading at 2 p.m., while at 2 a.m., your pressure could be dangerously high, launching a nightly assault on your organs. How serious is this? The science is terrifyingly clear. Landmark studies have shown that People with nighttime hypertension, especially those over 50, are at twice the risk of suffering heart attacks and strokes. Their risk of kidney failure also skyrockets. The damage is real, and it is cumulative. Night after night, these pressure surges hammer the delicate lining of your arteries, creating microtears where plaque can form. They weaken the walls of your blood vessels, leading to aneurysms. They force your heart to pump against immense resistance, causing it to enlarge and fail. This isn't a potential problem, it's a guaranteed path to organ damage if left unchecked. Have you ever woken up with a pounding heart or a strange, dull headache and just brushed it off as a bad dream? Think about it for a moment. Share a simple yes or no in the comments below. You might be shocked to see how many of us have felt our body trying to tell us something in the middle of the night. To truly grasp the damage, we must zoom in to the microscopic level. The inner lining of your every artery and blood vessel is coated with a single, delicate layer of cells called the endothelium. Think of it as a living, intelligent wallpaper that lines over 60,000 miles of blood vessels in your body. This endothelium is not just a passive barrier, it's a dynamic organ. It senses the force of blood flow, what's known as shear stress, and in response, it releases vital chemicals that tell your arteries to relax or constrict. The nocturnal dip, that 10 to 20% drop in pressure, is the endothelium's only chance to repair itself from the constant stress of the day. For non-dippers, this repair window never opens. For reverse dippers, the nighttime is a period of accelerated destruction, where the shear stress is even more intense, relentlessly hammering this fragile wallpaper until it cracks, becomes inflamed, and forms the very foundation for atherosclerotic plaque to take root. So, what causes your blood pressure to spike while you sleep, turning your bed into a danger zone? The culprits often hide in plain sight. One of the biggest is sleep apnea. This isn't just loud snoring. Sleep apnea is a condition where you repeatedly stop breathing throughout the night. Each time you stop breathing, the oxygen level in your blood plummets. Your brain panics. It screams, "Emergency!" and floods your body with stress hormones like adrenaline to force you to breathe again. This hormonal surge causes your blood pressure to spike violently, over and over, hundreds of times a night. The sound of the gasp for air that follows an apneic event is the sound of survival, but it is also the sound of damage. It is the sonic footprint of adrenaline flooding the system, of blood vessels clamping down, of a heart being shocked back into service. It is a nightly cycle of near drowning and violent resuscitation. Furthermore, we must consider the hormonal system. An overactive thyroid gland, or hyperthyroidism, can act as a hidden accelerant, keeping your entire metabolism in a state of high alert and preventing the natural circadian downshift into rest. Similarly, autoimmune conditions that create a state of chronic systemic inflammation can trick the body into thinking it's perpetually under threat, disabling the off switch that should activate at night. Next are your body's master fluid regulators, the kidneys. In chronic kidney disease, the kidneys lose their ability to properly excrete sodium and water. This leads to fluid retention, increasing the volume of blood in your vessels. This is also why a diet with poor salt control is so dangerous. A high-salt dinner means your body holds onto more fluid overnight, directly elevating your blood pressure while you sleep. Think of your arteries as a balloon. Excess fluid is like overinflating it, stretching it to its limit, Conditions like diabetes damage the autonomic nervous system, the body's internal control panel. This nerve damage, called autonomic neuropathy, can disrupt the natural signals that are supposed to lower your blood pressure at night. Chronic stress and high cortisol also play a major role. If you are in a state of fight or flight all day, your body struggles to power down at night. Your internal rhythm is broken. Obesity contributes by increasing inflammation and putting a higher workload on the heart at all times. But the single most overlooked and most tragically actionable cause is this: taking your blood pressure medication at the wrong time. Millions of people with hypertension take their pills in the morning. It's routine. But many of these medications wear off after 12 to 16 hours, leaving you completely unprotected during the late night and early morning hours when risk is highest. A groundbreaking study, the Hygia chronotherapy trial, showed that taking antihypertensive medication at bedtime instead of in the morning not only dramatically reduced nighttime surges, but lowered the risk of death from a cardiac event by an astonishing 45%. This is information that could change everything for someone on blood pressure medication. If this makes you think of a parent, a spouse, or a friend, sharing this video isn't just sending a link, it's an act of profound care. And turn on your notifications, because you cannot afford to miss the next block, where we reveal the subtle clues this hidden killer leaves behind. So how do you catch a killer that shows no symptoms? This is the central challenge. Remember, nocturnal hypertension itself is silent, but it does leave footprints. You have to learn to spot the subtle clues it leaves behind in the morning. Pay close attention if you regularly experience morning headaches, waking up with a dull, throbbing headache, particularly at the back of your head. This isn't a normal headache. It can be a direct result of high pressure inside the blood vessels of your brain all night. Feeling unrefreshed after a full night's sleep. If you sleep for 7 or 8 hours but wake up feeling exhausted, as if you've run a marathon, listen to that. Your body wasn't resting. It was in a state of high alert, fighting a physiological battle all night long. Waking up frequently to urinate, nocturia. When your blood pressure is high overnight, your kidneys are forced to work overtime to filter the excess fluid from your blood, producing more urine and forcing you to wake up. Many people blame this on age or their prostate, but it is a classic red flag for nocturnal hypertension. Let's be perfectly clear about the symptom of nighttime urination or nocturia. Your bladder is not the culprit. It is often merely the witness. It is the messenger reporting a crime being committed by your cardiovascular system. Blaming your bladder is like blaming the fire alarm for the fire. We must look to the source. The failure of a standard blood pressure check is a systemic flaw in our approach to cardiovascular health. It's like trying to understand a city's traffic problem by only looking at one intersection at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. You miss the morning rush hour, the evening gridlock, and the late-night street racers. The ABPM monitor, in contrast, is like having satellite surveillance over the entire city for a full 24 hours. When a doctor reviews an ABPM report, they see a story unfold. A healthy graph shows a beautiful gentle valley during the sleep hours, the nocturnal dip. The graph of a non-dipper shows a flat, dangerous plateau. Restless or fragmented sleep, tossing and turning, or waking up suddenly with a feeling of anxiety or a racing heart. This could be your body reacting to those surges in adrenaline and pressure. These may not sound dramatic. They are easy to dismiss. We blame them on stress, on age, on a bad mattress. But they are common red flags that your night was not as peaceful as you thought. So what is the only way to truly know? How can you definitively diagnose this hidden threat? The answer is a specific medical test. 24-hour ambulatory blood pressure monitoring. ABPM. This is not the same as a single reading at the doctor's office. An ABPM is a small portable device with a cuff on your arm that you wear for a full 24 hours. It automatically measures and records your blood pressure every 20 to 30 minutes, even while you sleep. It provides the full, unvarnished story of what your heart and arteries are enduring over an entire day-night cycle. It is the only way to catch the killer in the act. If you are over 50, have any of the risk factors we discussed, and you experience these morning symptoms, you must become your own best advocate. Think about your next doctor's visit. Are you prepared to ask for this specific test? Let us know in the comments if you've ever had to push for a test you believed you needed. Your story could empower someone else to do the same. This is not about paranoia, it's about power. Knowledge gives you the power to fight back and reclaim your nights. Here is your battle plan. 1. Talk to your doctor about medication timing. This is your most powerful weapon. Ask specifically, would I benefit from taking my blood pressure medication at bedtime? Do not make this change on your own, but you must initiate this conversation. It could be the most important question you ever ask. 2. Aggressively manage your diet, especially in the evening. Avoid large, heavy, and especially salty dinners late at night. Focus on a diet rich in potassium like the DASH diet, which includes things like spinach, bananas, and avocados. Potassium helps your body balance sodium and can help lower blood pressure. 3. If you snore, get tested for sleep apnea. This is non-negotiable. Treating sleep apnea with a CPAP machine doesn't just quiet your snoring. It can dramatically lower your nighttime blood pressure and your overall cardiovascular risk. 4. Create a stress reduction buffer zone before bed. For at least an hour before sleep, turn off the news, put away your phone, and engage in calming activities. Gentle stretching, meditation, calm breathing exercises, or reading a physical book can help signal to your body that it's time to power down. 5. Lose weight, especially belly fat. Visceral fat. The fat around your organs is metabolically active and pumps out inflammatory chemicals that contribute to high blood pressure. Even a modest weight loss of 5 to 10% can make a significant difference in nighttime pressure control. 6. Keep a sleep and symptom journal. For 2 weeks, track what time you eat, what you eat, your stress levels, your sleep quality, and how you feel when you wake up. This data can reveal patterns that you and your doctor can use to pinpoint triggers. Let's briefly look at the science behind why some of these strategies are so powerful. Regular aerobic exercise doesn't just burn calories. It stimulates your endothelium, that living wallpaper, to produce more nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a potent vasodilator. meaning it is a natural chemical that tells your blood vessels to relax and widen, directly lowering pressure. When we talk about diet, minerals like magnesium, found in leafy greens, nuts, and seeds, play a crucial role as a natural calcium channel blocker, helping to relax the smooth muscle cells in your artery walls. And when you practice calm breathing or meditation, you are not just relaxing your mind, you are actively toning your vagus nerve. This nerve is the superhighway of your parasympathetic rest and digest system. A well-toned vagus nerve is more efficient at slowing your heart rate and lowering your blood pressure, acting as a natural brake against the fight-or-flight accelerator. We all know what we should do. The challenge isn't knowing, it's starting. But you don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. I want you to make one public promise in the comments below. Choose just one thing from this list that you will commit to starting this week. Maybe it's no salty snacks after 8 p.m. or ask my doctor about a sleep apnea test. Writing it down makes it real, and it makes you accountable to a community that is fighting this fight right alongside you. While you sleep, your body should be a sanctuary of healing, not a silent battleground. Nighttime hypertension is a hidden epidemic, especially among people over 50. But now you know the truth. You know the enemy, and you know the plan of attack. Let's picture two futures. In one future, you dismiss the morning headaches, you blame the fatigue on age, you never get tested, you continue to take your medication in the morning, and then one night, without any warning, the years of silent damage culminate in a sudden, devastating event. A stroke, a heart attack, a moment that changes everything for you and your family forever. Now, let's picture the other future, the one where you take this knowledge and you act. You have that crucial conversation with your doctor. You make small changes to your evening routine. You get the ABPM test and get a clear picture of your health. You wake up in the morning feeling truly rested, with the peace of mind that comes from knowing you are in control. You are protecting your heart, your brain, and your future every single night. The difference between these two futures isn't luck. It's not fate. It is a decision. A decision to stop settling for normal daytime readings and to demand the full story. Your future deserves a peaceful night's rest. Never stop fighting for your health. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your family. Take back your nights. In the end, the choice comes down to this. Will your bed remain a place of unconscious risk, or will you transform it back into a true sanctuary of healing? The silence of the night does not have to be a silence of menace. It can be a silence of peace, of recovery, of profound and deserved rest. But that peace must be earned through vigilance. It must be secured through action. The battle for your future health is not won in the bright, noisy hours of the day. It is won in the quiet, deliberate decisions you make to protect yourself during the darkness. It is a battle for the very quality of all the dawns you have yet to see. Subscribe now for more weekly health warnings that could save your life. Thank you for taking the time to protect yourself.